Hello everyone, BarakYEET here and welcome to my Year 5 Season 3 Duel tier list. This time around, I have changed the structure of the tier list in order to make a more accurate representation of each hero's duel capabilities. In cooperation with Antonio007 and Filthy Spaniard, we have made a spreadsheet of every matchup in the game. Basically, we put every one of the 29 heroes to match up against the other 28 in a best out of 10, assuming both players fighting each other are of equal skill. You can see the spreadsheet on the screen right now, but it might be a bit confusing, so allow me to explain with an example. If the score of, let's say, Voiden versus Kensei is 7 from Voiden's row and Kensei's column, that means the matchup score would be 7-3 for Voiden. And on the other side, on Kensei's row and Voiden's column, you can see the difference out of 10 of the score, which means from his perspective, the score is 3, from 3 to 7. Afterwards, we took every hero's average matchup score, which you can see in the last column, and compared them to each other to get a better perspective on the placements. This tier list is made with the following rules in mind. First, both players are at the highest current level of the game, having access to full matchup knowledge and the opponent's hero's entire moveset. Secondly, the matchup is being played on the ranked map. This could significantly affect placements. For example, Shugoki can get a 54 damage health swing if he has a wall nearby, something which he does a lot more on the ranked map because it's so small. And lastly, the timer is 5 minutes. So this allows room for people to be defensive after health swing, but isn't necessarily promoted, as in a 1 minute or 3 minute timer duel. Before jumping into it, I would like to also mention that a competitive tier list doesn't perfectly translate to general matchmaking gameplay, but rather gives you a more abstract view of each hero's placement at a higher level. Also, big thanks to Antonio007 and Spaniard for helping so much, very appreciated, really cool people. Alright, I said what I had to say, so without further ado, let's jump into it. So first of all, the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna do it with the spreadsheet side by side, and we're gonna have multiple tiers, and each tier has a minimum requirement for you to qualify. For example, S tier, which I described it as broken, which I mean like really good, and it's a nerf, you need to have a 7+ score. So that means when facing a random hero, your average chance has to be at least 7-3 that you're gonna win. So this hero technically has 70% minimum win ratio. And the trend keeps on. A tier is very good. It's 5.5 to 6.5, so basically the minimum to qualify for this is like 55% win ratio and maximum of 6.5. Some of you might notice that there is a difference between 6.5 to 7 that is not accounted for. Well, there is no hero that has between 6.5 and 7, so I just didn't include it. Like the highest is Shaman that has 6.43. You can see it over here. But other than that, there is no character that is below 7 and above 6.5. Afterwards is B tier, which is a good hero. This hero could theoretically beat every hero in the roster and has an advantage over most heroes. Against some heroes, they're gonna struggle, but so do a lot of other heroes. C tier means unfavorable, means if you pick this character after this, like from C tier below, it means you're at a disadvantage. If you pick characters from C tier or anything below B tier, it means you are at a disadvantage when fighting not any hero, but a random hero. But this doesn't mean you cannot win. It means you just have a harder time winning. The characters in this tier also are also somewhat good. They're not bad at all. D tier, I categorize it as bad. 3 to 4, it means that you're at way big disadvantage when fighting any hero. It means that in best out of 10, you are likely to win 3 or 4 rounds at maximum, and this is against the average. Against characters like, let's say, in S tier, you're likely to win maybe like 1 or 2 rounds. So to put things in perspective. And then we have E tier, which I finally said, just play other hero. These characters in this tier are very, very bad. They need urgent attention, have very bad duel capabilities, and are just, you know, the worst. Alright, so everything is, if everything is understood, I hope you understood how this works. I'll explain it once again real fast. Each score here represents for the hero in the row their score against the hero in a column. So let's say 7 for Conqueror versus what's here, Centurion. It means that Conqueror is gonna win the 7 rounds out of 10 against Centurion on average. And then at the end, just calculate every hero's average score and use it to do placements. So let's get started. First hero, which is the first hero with like dark blue color, is Mr. Raider. He has an average score of 7.89. So when playing Raider, technically you're expected to win 7.89 rounds out of 10. According to this list, at high level. As I said, this tier list is with high level in mind, high level gameplay only. Well, what is there to be said about Raider? He's an amazing offensive character, probably the best offense in the game, or one of. Good punishes as well, really good punishes, good stamina drain, good health, which is very important, and overall, like, I'm just sure people understand why Raider is the best right now. And overall, if you look here, has 7+ matchups against everyone except 5 here and 5 here, but we'll get there in very soon. But first, we have to place the second character, which is Shugoki. So as you can see, Raider Shugoki is 5/5, which means these characters on the duel map have an equal chance of beating each other, and is the same trend with every S tier hero. Like, between them, it's always 5/5. Shugoki, let me say something about Shugoki real fast. Shugoki is a very good hero, has good offensive capabilities, not as good as Raiders, but what Shugoki shines in is in his defensive capabilities. He has very safe dodge bash, which is really good. He can interrupt hyper armor as well, and is very hard to, I mean, you can punish it, but it's, you know, it's not as damaging. It can also be a mix-up, not at high level so much, but it can. And most importantly, he has a lot of control in the fight. Because of his neutral hyper armor, it's a lot of the times his time to attack, because what is Shugoki's offense? Well, it's usually heavies and lights and bashes, and those on most of them have frame advantage as well, which means even if Shugoki finished attacking, it's his turn to attack, and if it isn't, he has hyper armor, so he can trade with you. So Shugoki is just the guy swinging non-stop in the fight. Next hero in S tier is, oh, I forgot to mention, 54 damage help swing as well, which is crazy, and you can get it a lot in duel map. You can try to position yourself to be in the center against Shugoki, which you should, but it's still very easy for you to get close to the wall and get hit by it. Next hero is Aramusha. This is a surprise for a lot of heroes. It was a bit of a surprise for me. Like, I knew Aramusha was very good, but I didn't expect him to be S tier. I expected him to be like top 8 tier. But Aramusha performs very well. Here's Aramusha. He has on average 7.11, a bit lower than Raider and Shugoki. But one thing that Aramusha has really important is has really good matchups against a lot of the heroes in S tier and a lot of heroes in A tier and B tier. He doesn't obliterate characters like, let's say, Raider does, but just puts up a really good fight against most good heroes. So that is very important, and all these characters between each other is a 5/5 matchup, which is very good. And those are the 3 S tier heroes of this season. Now we're moving on to A tier. We're gonna have Mrs. Shaman. So first of all, the OS removal buffed her extremely hard. Right now, Sofa offense is really good, and after Sofa offense, she has her bite, which is always game changing, and because it's so easy to apply offense. And the thing is like Shaman and PK were expected to be really good when OS removal came, because a lot of things it suffer from is option selects. Like, so did a lot of assassins, and now option selects are removal. No surprise, they're really good. Has 500 ms bash, which is really 500 ms bash, 500 ms dodge attack, which is really good for her. Really good offense from neutral. A lot of unreactables. She can flicker her bash as well, and she has a lot of healing as well, which is important. Really good character. She does have 120 HP, but I see her more as like a more chunky than, let's say, someone like Raider or Amush, because she can heal herself. You have to take that into mind. She's similar to Shugoki in that regard. Moving on to the second A tier character, a bit unexpected for some of you. I was expecting him to be this good, maybe not top 2, but in A tier, but still A tier for sure, is Warden. So Warden right now, first of all, Warden always was good. Always was one of the characters that had good unreactable offense and always had a good matchup against a lot of heroes. As you can see here on the list, the characters that he kind of struggles against, which is kind of the trend for everyone if you look on this column and this column, are Raider, Shugoki, and Aramusha. These are the big characters that he struggles against. He struggles against Shaman as well, which is understandable. But against a lot of other heroes, he does really good. He does, as you can see, he has mostly green matchups. He has a lot of 5/5s, which is good. That usually happens to read-based offense. But Warden has a final score of 629. So when playing Warden, you're expected to win 6.3 out of 10 matches out of 10 rounds you play. Moving on, we have to make this a bit faster. This one is a really big surprise to a lot of people, but he did perform very well. And the character we are talking about is this guy. With 6.21, it's Mr. Kyoshin in A tier, above a lot of heroes. A bit unexpected, but it is also very understandable. He has one of the most important things that he has is he can shut down offense really good, and afterwards has a really good offense himself with a 500 ms bash and an undodgeable chain heavy. This mix-up is still unreactable to a lot of people and is really good. He has insane full block punishes, which is really easy to access to get in the full block and get it. It's like 20 damage on every full block, which is similar to Flip on VP, but easier to perform. He has neutral unblockable, which is really good in this meta. It's a bit harder to react than others unblockables, but it's definitely reactable. He also has just really good chain pressure every time he gets into it, similar to Lawbringer, who also plays somewhat good. One thing that is very important is that this character does good against a lot of heroes in S tier and in A tier. Here, if we can take a look, doesn't do the best against Raider. I made a mistake, but he does good against Shaman, which is above him. He does mediocre against Shugoki. He actually does bad against Shugoki, and he also does bad against Aramusha. So against these characters, he struggles a bit, but he does good against a lot of the other heroes. One important one that is actually like he's actually picked even in 44 for it is Orochi. He does very good against Orochi because it is extremely hard for Orochi to punish his dodge attack. Where is Orochi? Here. Against Orochi, he has a Kyoshi has a 7-2-3 matchup, which is really good. And alright, talking about Orochi, moving on, where is Orochi? Here is Orochi. A bit lower than most people expected, I'm for sure. One of the reasons for it is because Orochi against solid guard and solid guard heroes that don't change their guard when dodging. So basically everyone except Conqueror, Valkyrie, Kensei, and for Woolians and Hu. I'm not sure if I'm missing someone. If I am, please correct me in the comments. His offense is reactable. The way you do this is you keep your guard up, like his kick offense, and you dodge the bash on reaction, and you can differentiate between Storm Rush and Bash. It's actually not that hard. The reason for that is because there is no indicator. So if you do this, top PC players can easily react to Orochi. I can do it with minimal practice. I'm sure if you have a good enough setup and time to invest into it, you can do it as well. So Orochi here still has very good matchups against a lot of characters, and especially assassins, which are in this tier list. A lot of them are A tier, and he does good against them, so that's a really big bonus. Moving on, we have Mr. Berserker, which is my main. He made A tier this season. After OS removal, his offense became stronger. He was reworked, quote-unquote reworked, buffed recently. His top light became viable after a post paint, which is really good, and from neutral as well. Berserker does really good against a lot of heroes. It's just a problem that he does slightly worse against characters with full block like Kyoshin and Armusha. He doesn't do the best against S tier characters. He might do okay against Shugoki. Let's see, Berserker versus Shugoki. Oh, it's 3-7. Well, it's still an okay score considering that a lot of characters do really bad against Shugoki. Like even here, like even Orochi does extremely bad against Shugoki. Shugoki just does really good against anyone because, as I said, crazy punishes, a lot of offense, he's always attacking, and yeah, everyone knows why Shugoki is really good. So yeah, Berserker in A tier. Moving on, we have Peacekeeper, really good. Similar with Shaman, she was suffering a lot from option selects. Option selects were removed, so she's A tier. And she's really powerful. Let's see what character she struggles against outside the normal free. Yeah, Peacekeeper, and she struggles against Orochi, which is to be expected because she's an assassin, and Orochi can do really good against assassins. Armusha and Kyoshin. Kyoshin, as I said, a lot of characters with full block just struggle against Kyoshin, so that's one more reason for Kyoshin to be on this tier list. Like a lot of characters here, because full block, because normal offense got better, characters with full block also got better as well. And as you can see, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main 5 characters in like the top 8, top 9, no, top 8 without Kyoshin rely on attack-based offense. His full block gets better, and therefore he gets better as well. So yeah, Peacekeeper in A tier. Moving on, we have one more character in A tier, which is again to be expected. She was always strong. She's still strong. She has 28 damage parry to this day, which she gets a lot on the arena map. And she has unreactable offense. She has an unblockable, which was buffed. And yeah, of enhanced lights as well. Really good. She's just an amazing character. I'm sure you guys understand. And the last character in A tier, we have Gladiator. Gladiator, first of all, he was buffed. He has a really good unblockable right now. He has like insane damage, probably. I'm not sure if he has the best damage on unblockable, if it's him or Raider, but or Shugoki. I think Shugoki with top heavy. But the thing about Gladiator is like he gets it really fast, and on top of that he has really good neutral chain pressure. He has really good dodge attacks like dodge bash and dodge light that can punish a lot of heroes. Here you will see a trend that dodge attacks are very important, And you will see also a trend that characters in here and here don't have dodge attacks as well, which is really bad for them. Dodge attacks are mandatory in current meta, in my opinion. Or if you don't have a dodge attacks, something to, something similar. Like for example, BP has a flip to make up for the lack of dodge attack. But still, that's worse than having a dodge attack, but it's still something. So yeah, moving on. Gladiator, really good zone. Characters that don't have dodge attack, that are just gonna struggle a lot against Gladiator because you can just spam zone and nothing to do about it afterwards. So he's a really offensive character. It's just that his offense isn't necessarily, let's say, reactable, but isn't always punishable as well, and can interrupt a lot and adds extra pressure. And the unblockable is just amazing. It's just amazing. Crazy deflect too. Really good character. And that was the A tier. That was the A tier of this season. Moving on, we have B tier. This character is gonna be a bit of a surprise for some people. It has been moving up and down, but initially I wanted to put him more down, but after making the matchup score, we got like a better perspective on his placement, and the score said that he's supposed to be in this tier, in B tier, Lawbringer. So the thing about Lawbringer is like people are like, oh, but how is Lawbringer so good? He has like no offense. Well, that is true. From neutral, this guy struggles so much. From neutral, it's really hard to attack him. But after he gets a parry, after he gets in a chain, this guy is amazing. This guy. So first of all, let's say a parry. You have already like 29 damage with stun, and then you get the light, and then you get into the best unblockable in the game, and then you get to do again pressure with your Shalm, and you get to go back into unblockable if you win that pressure, which like basically just means once Lawbringer gets a parry, this guy is an offensive monster. This guy is the character that gets like 60 to 70 damage in one combo instantly after one parry. And it's really easy for him to do it. Like it's really easy to go to make a couple bad reads against Lawbringer and just get demolished. He has 140 HP, he has the best parry punishes in the game. He has a really good 500 MS chain bash that is unpunishable on unpunishable with dodge attack. Like he can recover in time to block it or even parry it in certain scenarios. So Lawbringer, if you put it in perspective, he's a really good character in chain and punishing. He really struggles from neutral. From neutral, it's hard for him. That is why he is not higher. If you give him like a 500 MS bash or something to start this chain and get into those crazy mix-ups, he will be way higher. Moving on, next character, again, someone that I put a bit lower before, but changed with the matchup score, is Zanhu. So Zanhu, first of all, I would like to say that has unreactable offense. He has a 500 MS into 300 MS dodge bash. That usually is reactable, but he has another option which makes the first, which creates the first 300 MS into dodge 500 MS bash unreactable, because he can do dodge heavy cancel, which means you can bait out people looking for indicator, because you cannot react between indicator of the bash or indicator of the heavy. So therefore people looking to react for it are gonna get caught every time with dodge heavy. But this means he has like really good neutral offense, and especially good in out of sauna, because again, if you make a bad read, he can easily get a out of sauna punish, which is really good. He has chain, a lot of dodge cancels, which are really important and gives him always frame advantage, and he also has 400 MS dodge attacks. A bit hard to punish with them sometimes, but they're really good offense as well. Moving on, Janjung. Janjung is very similar with Zanhu. He doesn't have like the full unreactable offense deal. He has a makeshift thingy with it. He can dodge heavy, and if you dodge attack, he can go into Sifu stance and then hit you out of it, and then punish you for dodge attacking. But so I guess yes, it does have unreactable offense. It's just a bit more complicated to do. He has really good punishes with choke. If you get choked at like 40 stamina, you're on the ground and getting really fucked. He has good dodge attack from neutral, and he has a good unblockable offense as well. But keep in mind, Jung Jung is more of a defensive character that has really good punishes than a more offensive one. Moving on, we have Blackfire, character that, again, we are assuming that this is high level, and Blackfire is one of the characters that a lot of the high level players are like have fully mastered the reaction window for it. Like Blackfire bashes are supposed to be somewhat easy to dodge right now for most competitive players. Maybe a bit less now because he was out of the meta for a long time and a lot of people like stopped practicing for him. But if people start practicing for him, Blackfire will kind of have like not the best offense. He has reactable offense, and then he has an unblockable and flip. And flip is really good. Flip is one of the things that carry him so high here. But still, Blackfire is on B tier, right? Conqueror, where is he? Conqueror is really good. We can look at the matchups here. Conqueror, see what he struggles against. So struggles against Raider, which is to be expected. Shaman, which is to be expected as well. A lot of characters struggle against Shaman, as you can see. Shaman is really good. And yeah, Shaman is like really good above A tier as well. Like, if I could make like an A+ tier, it would be only for Shaman. And like Shaman would be between A and S tier. But because I can't and I want, Shaman is just A tier, but top A tier, like by far. Like there is a difference between Shaman and Warden, and let's say Warden and Warmonger. It's like the same difference. Understand? I don't feel. Maybe it's even more. Like if you look here, Shaman has 6.43. Oh, okay, maybe it's not that high. Expected it to be a bit higher. Anyway, moving on. Conqueror. Conqueror is just good. He has good dodge attack, which is important. He used to rely a lot on option selects, which got removed. He was like the king of option selects basically, and that got removed. That hit him hard. His bash is reactable. It's one of the harder ones to react. But what is really good about Conqueror is the fact that he has a side dodge bash, which is really good. Can punish and interrupt chains as well, and hyper armor. And I am sure there is no doubt why Conqueror is B tier. Moving on, Hitokiri. So Hitokiri dropped a bit. One reason for it is once Hitokiri came out, a lot of people invested time into learning how to react to Hitokiri, and right now, a lot of people can just parry her heavy zone reaction, which makes getting into her kick really hard. But other than that, this might be a bit surprising for a lot of people as well, but the mix-up is reactable. You can actually react to her foot if it's uncharged, to her foot when you let it go, hitting you on level 1. What you can do to not be reactable, you have to charge it and then feint at the last second. So in order for this mix-up to be unreactable, you have to charge it a bit. So that also hurts her. And thus, I am sure you understand why she is right now in B tier. And we can also see in the matchups, she doesn't do the best right now. Whereas Kokiri, she has 4.93, barely making 5. Is not even a 5. I just thought, like I didn't. First of all, I didn't make the full tier list like just based off score. I just used score to like rearrange a bit and see better perspective, but since it was so close to 5, I just rounded up and put her in 5. Right, moving on, we have Nuksha, which is 495, free as well, but I did not round her up to 5 like I did with Hitokiri, because I do, even of what this list says, I do believe that Nuksha is significantly weaker than Hitokiri. Like I do believe like Nuksha is not on the same tier as Hitokiri. Like one thing I used to make this tier list as well is like I'd compare the first character with the last character and see like if they do belong in the same tier. And with Lawbringer and Hitokiri was fine, with Lawbringer and Nuksha, I felt like there was a power difference. So instead, Nuksha gets to be the first character in C tier, which is unfavorable. She has good offense with 400 MS lights, she has bad defense. That is how I explain Nuksha. Traps are okay, but you know, they're unreactable, but what they allow you is to get into your heavies so you can go into chain. Moving on, Tiandi is similar. He struggles a bit with the fact that he has not the best dodge attack. He has 400 MS lights, which are really good. He has really good punishes. His dodge attack has really good iframes, which allows him to play around a lot of dashes and iframe it. But other than that, nothing special. His neutral dash is 600 MS, so not the best, but still something. Alright, moving on. Centurion in C tier, a bit of a surprise. We ranked him a bit higher in the beginning, but he ended up being a bit lower than actually expected, like significantly lower. Like I'd say Centurion was the biggest surprise for us. Centurion just struggles a lot right now against a lot of dodge attacks, and a lot of characters just have better offense against him. Centurion is one of those characters that can actually win really fast, but can also struggle a bit. Moving on, Kensei. So Kensei's offense actually got buffed because of the unblockable, and removing of option selects, he actually is a bit better now. And you cannot get into unblockable after pummel strike. You can, but you can get interrupted easily, so it's not worth it. But what you can do now is, not now, you can get into it really easily on dodge attack. So let's say you make a good read and you use a dodge attack. Well, next is a mix-up that is very, very favorable to you. So Kensei in C tier. Next character in C tier is Griffin. Understandable in C tier. I think there's like no other character that belongs here more than the Griffin. A bit unfavorable, but still really good. Has a neutral bash, has good chain pressure. Doesn't have the best dodge attack, common to popular belief, but is still an okay character. Can play and do fun. Let's see his score. Griffin, he is a 4.11, so barely making it actually. Alright, moving on, Valkyrie, let's find her score as well. 4.14, actually she should be above Griffin. So Valkyrie 4.14. I used to underrate a bit Valkyrie, like I used to put her in D tier as bad, but she definitely has more pressure than the characters in D tier, so she definitely deserves a better spot than D tier. She has good, okay pressure with somewhat unreactable bash, but it is not necessarily favorable for her. Like, it's good that it's unreactable, but it's not the most favorable mix-up either. Sweep is unusable, and yeah, not much going for her outside that. And the last character in C tier, barely making it, is my fellow main, old main Warlord. Goddamn, man, this character got hit hard. He used to rely a lot on option selects, which was why he was so good, because he would stamina bully with option selects. It would be very hard to attack him, but he doesn't have a dodge attack, which makes him suffer so much. He has a good headbutt. It's like one of the better bashes, like 100 MS bashes, but does struggle a lot right now in this current time, because a lot of people are getting a lot better reacting to bashes, and right now he just struggles against everyone in A tier, because everyone in A tier has a dodge attack and a way to punish him. So one wrong read and he's getting destroyed, but he does have good stamina pressure. One problem is he cannot do stamina damage when with headbutt, so even if it's easy for him to make people out of stamina, it's hard to keep them out of stamina. So yeah, that was C tier. Moving on, D tier. Top in D tier is Mr. Highlander. So Highlander doesn't have the brightest score. He has 3.57. He did get a bit better now with always removal, because I guess his unblockables are a bit more threatening now. But other than that, it's still the same. Still the same poor guy. Moving on. Shinobi, he got buffed. He's really annoying to still fight, like But the problem again with Shinobi is that just every character with dodge attack, like this guy, is just fucking obliterate him and really give him a hard time. Like if you look here at Shinobi, look at this, how many red scores he has, and especially a lot against like Assassin 2, where is Berserker 2, where is Gladiator 3. It's not good, man. It's not looking good for Shinobi, so he's just in D tier. Last character in D tier, as she has been for a very long time, it's Nobushi. Not much offense, better defense, better than the characters in E tier, so she deserves a spot here. Moving on, the last two characters, as in fashion, as in tradition, Jormungandr, and Shaolin. In which order? Oh, Shaolin should be actually better. No, Shaolin is definitely better than Jormungandr. So Jormungandr, first of all, he has no dodge attack, he has no offense, he has an unblockable. And he has okay stamina pressure, but who the fuck goes out of stamina against Jormungandr? Like, it's hard to get out of stamina in the first place if you control yourself. Shaolin has a dodge attack, which is good, but it's too slow to punish anything. Has 400 MS light, which is good, but it's really hard to get into it. And also has okay Q stance mix-ups, but it's again hard to get into it. So this is my year 5 season 3 tier list. Take a screenshot, look at it, discuss anything that you don't like. Check this link in the description. I think this can really give you insight on every character that on a lot of matchups. Take a read at it. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think of this new structure. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, a like is always appreciated. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Bye bye.